album review.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Quarantine edition.
Quarantine with that Corona
quarantine.
edition around here. And this week's album review comes from our main man, Joyner Lucas. He blessed us with a hard-ass single, shouting out to the legendary Will Smith. And the album continues to body. I'm very excited to discuss it. This is ADHD from Joyner Lucas. Let's let this shit rock out.
4 times for the days that were all bad. 5 times for the bitches who ain't called back. 6 times for the kids like me who got ADHD. Just
let me say this, man. I'ma just start out giving all honor to God, because this man here, he brought some shit that I just was not expecting. 18 tracks in, roughly an hour on the nose, an hour and 18 seconds. It is a solid listen with the 5+ skits. And, you know, outside of the evaluation skits, the skits from Kevin Hart, the skit from
Chris Tucker.
Fucking Chris Tucker. My God. Like they are funny as hell. Like they're enjoyable skits. But working with legendaries like Timbaland on this, you know, sitting next to this Bartacular ass Logic on this ISIS track. I mean, the boy is all over the place. Fabulous. He's done the shit with Chris Brown, so you get one of those breezy tracks. Even bringing in for the new people, the new era with the Young Thug track, The War. Overall, I'm very, very impressed. I was very happy to run, cycle, relax, sip tequila to this goddamn Joyner Lucas ADHD. How do y'all feel about this?
I think you absolutely hit the nail on the head on that one. I mean, I really felt like this was deja vu, if I have to be honest with you, because we've heard a lot of these tracks over the last year.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, 9 of them were pre-release tracks that we've already heard throughout the year, and only 5 of them were brand new tracks never heard before. And if I have to really nitpick some of that, I was a little disappointed with this, you know, some of the newer song choices, I guess. I will say that my favorite feature has to be with Logic, with ISIS, which we hear playing in the background now, as well as Timbaland. I'm a huge Timbaland fan. Like, there's nothing you can tell me about him that's wrong, okay? But 10 Bands was one of my absolute favorites. I believe last week we had Will as the track of the week, and obviously his video is super dope. I do feel, I believe we talked about it last year when he dropped Devil's Work. And I don't think all of us were particularly certain about what was going on there when he was the judge, the executioner, and everybody in between, saying who he believes should die or not. I feel like it was too much. I really don't know how I feel about Still Can't Love. I do know that I like Fabulous's verse on there. But I like that he had a great range and diversity with his features. And I also like the way that he placed the skits in between and how it just made you have a moment of listening to something deep that he's rapping about. And then the very next thing is a skit that just makes you laugh. Like, obviously, we haven't heard from Chris Tucker in a good ass time, right? Long time. So overall, I think it being under an hour, 18 tracks, I feel like it was fair. It was good, especially if you're a Joyner Lucas fan. You had those moments where you could listen back to some of your favorite tracks that he's released over the year. But overall, I thought it was pretty cool. What about you, Tut?
I agree. I think it's I really enjoyed the album myself. It's a little long for me, but he can spit though. Like, it's an hour and 18 seconds long, so it's a little long for me, but I really like the album. And I love the features. I thought the features were well placed. I mean, Logic, Young Thug, Chris Brown, Timbaland. I mean, Fabulous. Like, yo, I'm really not mad at the features at all. It flows pretty good. He's got several funny skits on here. So And the skits are pretty long actually. Looking at it now, I didn't realize that the skits are one skit's 2 minutes and one skit is 2 minutes and 5 seconds, one's 55 seconds. So he's giving you one's a minute. He's giving you a lot of shit. Another 2 minutes in the beginning. So really the album is under an hour. So from a music standpoint, I really enjoyed it though. Some of my favorite tracks, I like the Chris Brown track, of course. I actually like the Young Thug track. Of course, ISIS is fire. Revenge is dope. And then I like Broken Stupid too.
That's good. Oh, how do you feel about that Chris Brown track? Finally, because I hated it.
I like the Chris Brown track. Can you play it, G or Mike?
Yeah, we can get that play for you.
Finally.
But I will speak to that shit. Y'all know how I feel about taking fucking samples and shit from certain things. Like certain things, I feel like they shouldn't be touched.
Amen.
This I'm not so much against it as I was against some of the shit. Some of those last 2 tracks off that Fred the Godson, Gorilla Glue with Fred and Joel Ortiz. Like that probably bothered me a little bit more than this. But I don't think you need Chris Brown to have a great album. So sometimes when people go to Chris, it sounds like every other thing he's always done. And I guess like you go to somebody for a particular sound, but he's so goddamn popular that I immediately put this in a box with everything else. Whereas if you would have went with someone that a lot of people may not know, like an Emile LaRue, or go with, go with Flowetry, or something that would just add some more context and body to it, I would have been a little bit happier.
I agree. I feel like this was definitely not needed at all on here, and this is one of the newest tracks that he had. What about you, Tud? You rocking with the Chris Brown? I know you like Chris Breezy.
I actually do like the track. I like the track.
Oh.
I actually do like the track. It's one of the ones that I do like. I'm not saying it's my favorite, but it's one of the ones I do like. Of course, I went to it probably immediately because I do like Chris Brown, like Joyner Lucas, and I thought the last track they had together was pretty fire. So I think it was on Chris's last album. So yeah, it don't bother me at all. And I like what Chris Brown does. I do think he's pigeonholed himself a little bit with certain things, but I mean, he's pretty innovative and always like new breezy music. So him and Joyner Lucas make good music. I'm not mad at that. So it's all good. So anyway, so what are some of y'all favorite tracks? I gave y'all mine.
So, go ahead,
you go ahead, G, because I've already said mine.
Okay, so just coming off the bat, man, I love ISIS. I'm becoming, and I've never been against Logic. I don't know if I've ever been sold, but it's undeniable that this man can rap. So that ISIS track to me is hard to tell. I really enjoy Devil's Work, and I think I can appreciate it a little bit more now than I did when it first came out. I actually like his cadence on Lotto.
Yes.
Because it's closer to what a lot of the newer guys are doing, right? But he's a person that can rap really well in this new popular cadence style. So Lotto and Revenge, I believe, does some of this as well. But I love the cadence that he's in on those. And then, of course, Will is great. And that sample on Broken Stupid, fire.
Yeah. You and I are spot on today, G. This week, we are spot on. You just named all of my favorite tracks. Minus, I grew out of Devil's Work. I think I liked it a lot more last year than I do now. That, Finally, and Still Count Love are my least favorite. But yeah, I'm down to do my final score if y'all ready.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So overall, I think he has a great choice of production and picking his producers. He is, I'm stealing G's word, but he's bartacular. He definitely got bars for you. I like the way that he's able to put us in his world and show us what ADHD is in some of the tracks and what he's thinking of and what he's going through. And he does such a good job of being coronavirus. Who's that coughing? No, I'm playing. I can't talk. I cough year round. But I do like the fact that he's able to really paint a picture, a vivid picture in his rhymes. I like the arrangement wasn't too bad. He does have a few tracks on here that will be on my playlist. So overall, 1 out of 10. I would have to give this about a 7.5.
Okay.
What about you, Ted?
What about you?
So you got 18 tracks, 4 skits, so it makes it 14 tracks of an hour. You got to subtract 7 minutes for skits, so you're looking at about 53 minutes of work. Of that, out of 14 tracks, I probably like a solid 8 with 3 possibles, like a spades hand. So
Stop it.
I'll give them. We do mics, so I'll give them. I'll probably give them 3.5 mics out of 5.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, 3.5 mics out of 5. I like Joyner Lucas. Like, I think Joyner Lucas is dope. It's not a 4, but 3.5. You know, it's a great debut-ish album. I think this is his debut album. I think the rest of that shit was mixtapes. I can't keep up anymore.
The way they be coming out. You giving me a playing cards withdrawal, talking about spades. You know, that's the only thing I'm suffering on is not being able to play my cards with my old head.
It's called online. Shit, you better download that. I play dominoes all the time online. Shit, I talk shit online every day.
I'm about to Google that thing.
I'll be on dominoes
about
some light work. Huh?
I said I was actually surprised she's not doing that, playing spades online.
Exactly. I don't know why. Stressing yourself over nothing. G, what you got?
Give us your Bipper. You know how we do it, man. Bipper. We gotta talk about both. We gotta talk about the impact. We gotta talk about production and playback. And last but not least, the arrangement. The dude is bar-tacular. We already know what it is. This goddamn Joyner Lucas. I think that he's got a great range of content that allows for him to have an impact on you, depending on what you're going through, whether it's mental illness situations, whether it's your faith and you're going back and forth. I know a lot of people right now are questioning God because of this coronavirus and how people are just randomly dying, and so on and so forth. Money over fame and all kind of other concepts that are found in this album. This shit has great impact. The production, I think, is spot on. Nothing feels too similar per se. Like, I enjoy the fact that I get different things as the conversation, as the album continues to flow. And conversely, even with the skits, I don't feel like I'm left wanting to skip the skit because I'm ready to get to the next track. I actually can sit back and enjoy a skit. Moving over to playback, I'll let this shit rip. That Chris Brown joint maybe when I skip, maybe it because I'm ready to get to the music. But I'll let it rip, which then takes us to arrangement. I like the way that this is arranged. It feels more traditional of an album where I'm on some type of roller coaster and it feels good. I don't. There's nothing that's back to back to where that I'm like, man, that should have been moved. Nothing stands out like that. Overall, I'm ultimately happy with this album. Out of these 18 tracks, I've got to give it a 17 out of 18. One of my best. Yeah,
that's crazy.
One of my best.
That's the highest score this year.
No, it's not the highest. It's close though. It's close.
Who got higher than that?
Royce is about 9.
Yeah, Royce definitely got it perfect.
Yeah. So it's close though. It's close. It's a solid body of work. Like if I was a producer on this, I would be happy. If I was a writer, I would be happy. If I just did the fucking mix and master and nothing else, I would be happy. This album sounds good. And you don't get that type of consistency across all avenues all the time. So I have no complaints, none at all with this album.
That's amazing. Yeah, I feel you. That's dope. Dope album, man.
Yeah, that is. Big shout out to Joyner Lucas.
Yeah, definitely big shout out to Joyner Lucas and his whole fan base. I know that they was ready for this shit. I know that they needed this win. So yeah, I'm definitely with that. I'm gonna hit this light switch real quick because I see me getting a little dark. But yeah, I'm 1000% about this body of work, man. I'm looking forward. This kind of shit gets me excited for the rest of the year. This kind of shit reminds me of 2-3 years ago with Jared Benton's Mink Coat Killer. Like this kind of shit reminds me of other artists like Nick Grant that have came through and the bars were there. And you know, you just getting that vintage rap. Like I just truly appreciate it.
Yeah.
I feel on that. Like it's making the year, even though we're in that bullshit, like it's definitely turning out to be we've had some pretty good albums this year so far.
Yeah, we have way better than last year.
Yeah, around this time last year, for that first 2
this
quarters.
Time, but it makes me wonder, are we gonna get shit on the, you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta towards the back end, like, come September, is they gonna be the clip gonna be empty? Like,
well,
I don't know, we'll see.
Look at this coronavirus. You got all these artists, and I use the word artists for sure, not just hip hop people, but producers, everybody. Niggas is at home. They got ample time to let the creative juice go. If they have a home studio, they have their own setup. So if they were prepared for that, you know, as far as being able to work wherever they need to work at, then we may have some hot shit coming in the next 6 months. After all the clearance happens, and you know, after all the mix and master and any post-production work that needs to occur, we may have some fire ass albums.
So I got one question for y'all.
Yeah.
Because y'all live near each other. Is that all daylight I see behind y'all?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's daylight back here. All this the white area back here. That's coming from the window.
It's dark on the north side.
Yeah, it's raining over there. It's raining fast. Yeah, we ain't got it yet. So.
Oh, okay. Because it's surely dark over here. Good Lord, I'm like, y'all got some blessed with some light.
Yeah, it's getting darker. That's why I have to turn my overhead light on. But yeah.
Yeah, because I'm in front of the window and you can see it's dark in here. It's nighttime. Two different worlds. That's why they say you in a relationship with somebody on the south side, you live on the north side, you're in a long distance relationship. Are you from Houston?
So look, check it out. So y'all know where y'all can find me at. It's DJ_King_Tut, T.U.T. That's Instagram. Yo, we're gonna do something different. Yo, YouTube is DJ_King_Tut, T.U.T. Follow me there too. Layla, what do you do?
You could always find me at Layla_E1, unlocking all the good vibes, working on some stuff as well. We'll soon be sending that out. What about you, G?
Of course, anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Pornhub at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. And if we don't tell you, you was gonna say something? Go ahead, Layla.
Where your TikTok at? I haven't seen you post no TikToks.
I'm working on it. That shit time consuming.
I want to see G do something.
TikTok Academy or
y'all need to look at what that senator said about TikTok and all the information they
in China.
I was like, I'm Gucci. I looked at it, I was like, nah, I'm cool. But it do look fun. I do be jealous.
Well, if you got Zoom, that's just as bad.
We'll be going in.
We use WebEx. But anyway, nonetheless, G,
pick us up. Like we say about this time, every time, rap.
Minus
lies equals
hip hop. And that's that boom bap.
See y'all later, folks. Peace.